Hey everybody, Alex here with Momentum Charting. I'm back again today with part 3 of our short-term look at SPRT, support.com. Guys, if you have not yet done so, jump down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Doing both of those things is the only way to ensure that you do not miss a single update moving forward on SPRT. Guys, I hope everybody is having a great morning. And I just wanted to bring this chart back to you guys on SPRT. I've done two other charts. I've done two other videos on this trade in the past. You guys can go back and review both of those. Both of those were in the past couple of days, but I just wanted to bring up the point on SPRT right now. I've been using some short-term trading to just do really well on this trade just in the past couple of days, and I kind of wanted to show this to you guys. The thing is right now, to me, I mean, I go through every day, hundreds of charts, many charts, and this chart to me is one where it's pretty clear what's trying to happen, or the momentum is still very strong to the upside on SPRT. So while there's so much wishy-washiness in other sectors, other areas of the market, I've just been kind of focusing on this as my short-term day trading stock. Just again, been doing really well on it. Again, while so much wishy-washiness in other stocks in the market right now for the past couple of days, a lot of choppiness, a lot of up and down. SPRT has been very reliable to me over the past couple of days, and I just wanted to show you guys that everything that I outlined in the past videos is still true. I'll show you this on a 4-hour time frame. We can see the velocity line, the TOAN, on a 4-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, 20-minute. Okay, everything, all those time frames, important time frames, keys time frames, still pointing strong to the upside. I'm going to show you guys the momentum chart in a second too. But I've got kind of, let's go down here to the 10-minute chart. I've got kind of my, I would call this a short-term / mid-term magnetic trend line here set on SPRT. I believe that this one is pretty close to true here. I got touch points here on August 23rd at 9 in the morning, and then 11:20 on the morning on the same day. And then here August 24th at around 12:40 in the afternoon. And I believe this is a pretty established, pretty valid trend line right now in SPRT. I believe there still exists a huge amount of upside potential and momentum in this stock. I'm going to show that to you guys here in a second, but it's been having these really nice up and down pullbacks. Unfortunately, as you guys probably know if you watched part 1, I was looking for a trade to long this stock here, but we did break outside the bounds of this 10-minute upward trend line, and I wasn't able to add to my position here, and unfortunately I missed this overnight move, which was really stupid on my part, but I did catch this one. Didn't make the same mistake last night and caught this nice move to the upside this morning. And I'm going to show you guys that there's right now in play, there's a couple of different options chains. There aren't that many, but I've been kind of using a combination of options and shares to make money with this. I think there's like October 17 options, and there's something else, but there's a couple of option chains, not that many available, but the bid-ask spreads are reasonable, and just been kind of using the momentum throughout the day to make money on these. And I'm going to show you this. So right now we are on a downtrend on SPRT, which could end at any time. Obviously, I am watching two areas of potential support here. One is this 10-minute trend line. You guys know I always like to watch this here. Let me just set this a little bit better out on this wick, this point here. So I'm kind of watching this point for support here. If this fails, I'm going to be watching this area right here at 1469 for support. And worst final case, I don't know if this is going to breach or not. We'll have to see this. The stock has just been so strong, and I'm going to show you on the momentum chart why I think there's a really strong case to be made for this stock to continue up over the next couple of days anyway. And then this will obviously be my third trend point here on these touch points I showed you before, kind of the midterm magnetic trend line right here. Okay, so let's go over to the momentum chart here quickly. So I'm following right now in the very shortest term, obviously my short-term 10-minute trend line up, and then waiting for a return of support in these areas, 1469, or the midterm magnetic trend line here around 1378. Let me dive in here and show you guys just this, how this chart is still blasting off to the upside. Okay, so I'm here on our favorite momentum tool, which is the momentum indicator, and you guys can see here I'm going to go through all the key time frames with you on a weekly. Here's our weekly, the current weekly data point, just extremely strong still, just blasting off to the upside. Today also breaking out, blasting to the upside. Daily, same thing, breaking out, blasting to the upside. And we got this 4-hour momentum still pushing to the upside. Okay, and then 2-hour still pushing up to the upside nicely. 1 hour also still pushing up to the upside nicely, but it does look like we may start be starting to roll over a little bit here. No big deal. That does happen in these big uptrends, but it looks to me like and this is the point where I re-entered again yesterday as we broke out to the outside of this channel on this 30-minute momentum. I saw this channel forming here. I was kind of waiting for something to happen here. At around 12 o'clock we got this breakout, and that's why I was pretty confident to hold this thing overnight and just wait for it to see how it developed. I made the mistake, obviously, on between the 24th and 25th not holding overnight. I had this huge gap up overnight. That was a little bit disappointing. Obviously, again, I didn't want to make that mistake again. That's why I held overnight. And so yeah, you can see on the velocity and the momentum, the biggest momentum trend lines, it's still really, it looks like there's so much strength in here. And I was kind of targeting on this breakout here. It looked to me like potentially as this thing broke out last time, it was about a move to the upside of about 30%. So I was potentially on this move to the upside here, targeting somewhere around $18 to $19. Now again, I don't know if exactly that's going to play out, but I'm going to be watching these short-term time frames very closely, and I'm going to show you that on the momentum in a second, and also going to be watching to see if this trend line on a 10-minute time frame holds. And this is the short-term time frame that I was using. So I'm on the 5-minute momentum chart here, and again, this, let's see here, this breakout zone here, where I was right yesterday, where I was adding, which coincided with my 30-minute breakout. I had this downtrend line set here on a 5-minute time frame. I could see it breaking out here right around noon yesterday. But it looks like to me, guys, like these uptrends have been around 50 minutes or so each since August 23rd. It's been about 50 minutes, and then you kind of get these consolidations / pullbacks. And then let's push that down. And then here, same thing, approximately 50 minutes. This one might have been a little bit less, between 45 and 50 minutes. But what you're kind of just waiting for when you do get these periods of consolidations and pullbacks, you're waiting for just a reconfirmation on this 5-minute momentum to see if you break back above the levels, right? So here, after about 50 minutes, watching this momentum here, and then reconfirm, sideways chop, reconfirmed here at 7:50 in the morning on August 24th. After approximately 45-50 minutes, this thing again started pulling back. But the difference here obviously was there was no pullback above these levels of momentum here, so there was no re-entry on the stock. I went through this trade with you guys last time on the, I think it was in maybe part 1 or part 2, I can't remember, where I talked about this kind of sideways choppy channel move that was going on midday on the 24th that failed to the downside. But what we've got here again that's happening on SPRT is basically the same thing on this uptrend. It's about 50 minutes worth of upside move, and then just kind of waiting here patiently, right? And seeing if this thing starts pushing back to the upside. You get some sort of move back above these levels. So it's like clockwork here. This move to the downside right now is a little bit longer in duration than the last few have been, but that's okay, right? Got patience, got time, see if this thing works out. Going to be watching on the momentum, obviously these areas of the breakout this morning, seeing if this area holds, get some sort of a positive divergence in these areas, seeing if it works back to the upside. Again, going to be watching this 10-minute trend line. Right now it looks like it's trying to push below it. I don't know if it's going to hold. That's neither here nor there. The next area I'm going to be watching here on SPRT is going to be around, if this does not hold, which it looks like it might not, but there is support in this area. Going to be watching that. But right here around 1349 or so, I believe there's going to be some sort of a strong action at these levels if SPRT does make it down to these levels. That's going to be my next entry for a strong move back to the upside in SPRT. It just looks to me, guys, like there's so many different time frames. You guys can see here you've got this 125 EMA pushing to the upside still, the 200, all the velocity indicators I showed you, all the momentum on like the daily, the 2-day, the weekly, the 4-hour, the 2-hour, all that stuff still working to the upside. So as this thing pulls back, yes, stocks like this that are kind of, for a lot of people, day trading stocks will have big pullbacks because they're trying to shake people out of the stock. But the longer term time frames on the momentum and velocity on this thing still appear to me to be very strong. So again, I'm going to be watching these areas very closely to see if indeed it does set up another trade to the upside on SPRT. Sometime later today, maybe tomorrow, going to continue watching the chart of support.com. I will definitely update you guys. If not later today, then tomorrow we'll kind of do a part 4 on this, see where we're at on the chart, see where some of the see if some of these areas of support were able to hold here, and there was another trade set up on SPRT. So this one to me is going to be really interesting to follow, just because the magnitude of the moves here. You're getting easily like between 5 and 25% per day, which is kind of really hard to do in the market right now, which is just sort of a choppy mess still. Obviously, still holding long, bullish thesis on all my other stuff in the market, but it's kind of a waiting game, a time to be a little bit patient on that. While I'm waiting on that, just kind of looking at this chart in particular that's exuding strength on a lot of different larger time frames. So guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I will be back again, yeah, like I said, if not at the end of the day today, first thing in the morning tomorrow with a part 4 on SPRT. See if I can get some other short-term moves on this chart to cooperate with us. Thank you so much for watching. I will see everybody again shortly in the next SPRT update. Make sure you're subscribed down below so you see that in your feed. Thank you. Bye for now.